Welcome to Merch Squad, where we take our dumb ideas
and make even dumber merch.
I'm Julia.
I'm Jacob.
A while ago, we took a little bit of a Twitter survey.
You may have heard of a website, Twitter.
Twitter. That's the only way you can pronounce it.
It's like Twitter, but fancier.
Yeah, if you're pronouncing it as regular Twitter, you're doing it wrong. We took a survey, and number one answer was few.
Yeah, we knew what the people wanted. We went into that survey knowing what the answer would be.
Yeah, but number two was bad JRPG.
Hell yeah.
So we're going to be doing some bad JRPG shirts today.
I can't tell you how happy I was that something that I drew was a thing people wanted, and it wasn't just all Julia monstrosities from top to bottom.
No one needs to have my monstrosities on a shirt, though.
Apparently they do.
Apparently that's what the people want, but I'm excited to do Legend of Chris.
Chris.
I think that's how you pronounce it, right?
No, I think it's just Chris, actually. Because if you start saying Chris, you get into Porfo's brother.
Oh, that's
Chris.
true. All right, there's a very distinct...
You got to be careful with all of our characters named Chris.
It's just like Draga, everyone's named like Johnny.
Yeah. We're very creative.
Yeah, we're very good at names. So I'm excited to do a Legend of Chris. It's very hard for me not to say Chris.
Chris.
Because it's such a good series.
Thanks, Julia.
I love Chris's design. As someone who also plays a lot of JRPGs, you got Chris spot on.
Yeah, I think I was divinely inspired.
Yeah, you really channeled...
The spirits of Nomura flowed through me, and I designed a perfect character, and no one could deny it.
You designed a perfect JRPG boy. So I'm guessing you were thinking a lot, very heavily, of Final Fantasy when you designed.
Yeah, definitely. It was really fun because we both went back and watched some of the old JRPG episodes to like prepare for this episode.
Yeah.
And it's been 2 years since the first one of those, first
Really?
of all, which is crazy. And also it was before we did any editing.
Yeah.
And we still had all of the Photoshop elements on the screen. And we were recording in the middle of an office where people were working.
I think it was the second episode of Bad JRPG, and it's all in a playlist, so you can watch them all. But the second episode, it sounds like we were moving offices mid-recording.
We might have been.
It's just, there was so much banging going around, and you just hear, like, boxes or something. I have no idea what was going on in that video, but it really just sounded like we were relocating offices.
We also, that was before we did any audio editing.
Yeah.
Or, like, audio levels adjustment. So it was just, like, whatever we recorded on Nathan's one microphone.
Yeah.
And whatever background noises were there were just there. It was a simpler time.
Yeah. And people just would come in and... interrupt and say what they wanted and just
like
impromptu.
Contribute.
Yeah.
Impromptu join the episode.
It was a different atmosphere back then.
Back in the olden days.
Back when Caldwell still worked, yeah.
Back when Caldwell still lived.
I don't know why I'm
but
being
he's
so
been
picky.
dead for millennia now. Sometimes late at night I still hear his laugh echo through the halls of the office.
I don't know why I'm being so precious with these details. I'm just...
Yeah, you're going to be inking this later probably. So.
Yeah, and coloring it or something, so...
Also, I see you're drawing Chris's sword.
What a monstrosity this is, this sword.
The sword was all Nathan.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time I was so impressed because I was like, how did you just crank that out of nowhere? It doesn't make any sense, but it does totally look like something that would be in like Kingdom Hearts.
You know what it looks like? I don't know what the artist's name is, but he's the guy, I think he does, who's the artist from One Piece?
Oh, shit, I can't remember his name.
Well, that guy. This looks like a sword he would have in, like, Rave Master, if you've ever read that one.
I have not.
It's not worth it.
Okay, good.
But
you heard it here first, folks. Skippable.
I read all of it, to be fair, because it was very different from, like, things that I had been reading at the time, and I was reading it in, like, freshman year of high school, where quality is out the window.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as it's manga, I was like, fuck yeah, give it to me.
I feel like I'm missing the freaking wing.
Yeah, you can't forget the wing.
But in Rave Master, he has, like, he gets these, like, little gems that get attached to his sword, and then they can become different swords. So he has, like, different sword forms to defeat different things, like the gravity sword and stuff like that. It's very anime.
It's anime, yeah, that's what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. This looks like one of the designs for that's like his Rave Master sword because it's redonkulous.
It definitely looks like an over-the-top sword from a bad anime.
Yeah.
You are correct.
Which is kind of what we're doing here.
I'm also picking up vibes from like Final Fantasy X, the opening cutscene with like the sword graveyard sort of look. where all their swords are in the ground on like the cliffside.
I forgot about that. I was thinking I think it's Final Fantasy VII. I think when you die, the screen is like the sword. It's
like
his
Cloud's
Buster sword, and it's at that angle.
Does it say no and no?
Yeah, I feel like that's the most Chris thing that would happen in The Legend of Chris.
That's absolutely true. You wouldn't have the option. Like, you could only get booted back out to the menu screen, and then you have to reload your file, which takes like 5 full minutes for no discernible reason.
There's a little bouncing, badly animated JPEG that keeps stuttering and cutting out of the Fly Butler.
Yeah, as the loading screen.
As the loading screen, just in the bottom right corner.
And occasionally he's like, almost there. I swear it'll be any second now.
I swear it'll be soon. I think that's it for my design.
That's wonderful. It's like simple and evocative.
It says Chris.
It's a masterpiece.
Thank you, Jacob. As the person who made Chris, I take that as the highest compliment.
So this is the sneak preview of what it would look like on
For
the
sure.
shirt. Oh man, when I look at this, I like hear the Final Fantasy music in my head. Except instead of like the tinkly piano, it would just be all like honk noises.
It would be like MIDI. Yeah.
And kind of a real like blown out farty drum beat. The music in the game is also a cappella, sung by me and Julia exclusively.
Oh, perfect. All right, Jacob, do you want to get in here? And
Yes,
design your own?
I absolutely do. So I actually had 2 shirt ideas, which I know is illegal in the court of Merch Squad.
How dare our long-standing history of Merch Squad is about to be
ruined in an instant.
Upset.
But I think it's going to be okay because the one idea I had doesn't have any drawing on it at all. And so I can just crank it out real fast because I think it's funny.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll even do anything with it, but I'm going to do it anyways because it's our show, Julia.
Yeah, that's
and,
fine.
Literally no one can stop us. And now there's a part where people can watch us pick fonts.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with those shirts that just like in bold all caps will be like a list of things?
Yes.
Like it's like, Jacob and Julia and
Yeah.
Nathan, like if it were a Drawfee one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking of that kind of thing, but there's an episode of Legend of Chris, which is the Bad NPCs episode. And there's a bad NPC that Nathan came up with called the Pantsmith.
Okay.
And through him, we determined that all items in the game are pants, no matter what they are. And like in your inventory, all you have is like your slots are pants, 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 and pants.
Great.
But the Pantsmith like is always like, well, these are sharp pants for fighting, and these are drinkable pants for healing. Maybe you want some magic pants to smite your foes.
That's excellent.
And then we had a whole back and forth where Chris is like, you're describing a potion. It's drinkable. It's in a bottle. It's a potion. He's like, no, it's pants. So I thought it might be funny to do like a list of like the types of pants.
Okay.
So if it was like
healing pants.
I gotta make myself some more room here. So it's like healing pants and sharp pants and drinkable pants. Gotta get that and in there.
You do. You're going off the screen now. You're going off the shirt now. You're
Drinkable
breaking the
pants
shirt.
And hard pants. Hold on, I got a list here because I watched back and like wrote them all down. And feet pants, which are boots, and elemental pants, and finally.
I would legitimately wear this shirt though.
I gotta move this.
You do.
Get out of here. Get up here. Healing pants, and the last one is forbidden pants.
Forbidden pants. Very good.
So it would be a shirt like this, or it's just a list of the types of pants in bold font.
Yeah.
Which I like.
I do like that idea.
I think it's like a stupid design thing that is popular right now,
Yeah.
but I like doing it to make dumb things.
You know that I thought that the origin of that was Crate and Barrel, and I couldn't.
It does look like the Crate and Barrel
It looks
font.
exactly like the Crate and Barrel font, and it also uses an ampersand.
I think you've gotten to the bottom of this.
I
this
think
thing
it was
goes all the way
started by
to the
Crate
top.
and Barrel.
The president of Crate and Barrel.
Every time I see those shirts, I'm like, oh, Crate and Barrel.
President Crate and Vice President Barrel.
It was a
Oh my
conspiracy
god.
this whole
There
time.
should definitely be like the Biggs and Wedge of Final Fantasy, and Chris it's Crate and Barrel.
Yeah. What was your villain name? It was something Saurus.
Lucianosaurus.
Lucianosaurus. Does Lucianosaurus have henchmen? Because it should be Crate and Barrel.
He does. We did a bad JRPG like henchman episode.
Can those henchmen have henchmen called Crate and Barrel?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. Yeah, good.
That was the episode that ProZD was on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Sung Won Cho, and it's a very good episode. Highly recommend you go watch it. Bad JRPG henchman,
He's
I
great.
think it's called. He's very funny and very nice. Okay, how about a real shirt?
Okay. Yeah, let's see a real shirt, please.
One of my favorite things that I drew in Bad JRPG is the thing in Bad JRPG Vehicles, where it's like the whole party crammed into Chris's grandfather's shitty hatchback sedan.
Yeah.
I just want to do that, but good.
Please do.
Do that, but good, and put it on a shirt.
I see the original sketch, and it's very fun. I like I forgot that character's name. The one that's on top of the car.
Gunthia.
Yeah.
Gunthia's my favorite character.
I do like Gunthia.
Um,
God, the candy cane handle and the sword is just...
It's so stupid.
I think about it from time to time.
You wake up in a cold sweat.
I do. Like, oh,
Candy cane handle.
candy cane handle.
What I'm thinking for the final version of this, which I'll just have to like say because I'm not going to be able to execute it without putting significant time into it,
Okay.
is like, do you know how in like Akira Toriyama in like Dragon Ball, like how he
Right.
draws cars, as they're like these squat little
Oh,
things, and
yeah.
like the characters are always like crammed in them and like
Yeah.
hanging out windows and shit. Like the best episode of Dragon Ball Z where Goku and Piccolo take a driver's test for some reason.
And I think Vegeta is there,
Yeah,
too.
Vegeta's there too. They're all like, taking a driving exam. I want it to look like that ultimately.
Yeah. I think that's going to be awesome.
So this will just be kind of a rough example, but
Speaking of little side things for this episode, you had mentioned that a shirt that you wanted to design but ultimately gave up on because it is hella complicated is doing Legend of Chris as like one of those Final Fantasy like beautiful title cover screens.
yeah, like
Like
the
cover art?
rainbow sort of gradient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying my hand at it to see if we can land somewhere in there, and I think it's going to be a fun like project that's going to melt my mind for a while. Because that guy is very fashion-y, where most of his lines are just ink washes.
Yes. Yoshitaka Amano is his name?
Yes,
I believe that's correct. If it's not correct, guess what editing's for? It's for making me right at all times. It's in my Drawfee contract that I can never be wrong.
Right.
My Drawfee contract.
I'm Googling this on my phone because the guy who did the sketches for the characters is different from the guy who did the covers. Yoshitaka Amano. Wow, you got that spot on. Dude.
Nailed it. He's one of
Nailed it.
my favorite artists.
Oh, I was thinking of Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, he became the character designer around like, where he was like, he would adapt the character
Yeah.
art because Amano's art is not,
You cannot.
it cannot
build
be
a-
made into a game.
Right.
It's too loose.
The faces always look like you're looking at a real face through a fog. Like if you were to look at someone in a very dark room and you would just get impressions of where their features are,
Yeah.
that's how he draws faces.
It's like the hazy remembrance of a long ago dream of Sephiroth.
It's the most poetic thing that's ever been said on Drawfee.
Or about Sephiroth.
Or about Sephiroth. I don't know, there's probably some fan fiction that writes something very poetic about him.
If
or
anyone
not.
out there is a music composer, I would love it if you could make a composition called A Hazy Remembrance of a Long Ago Dream of Sephiroth.
Yeah. Oh, it's very good. I also, since I Googled that dude, it suggested other artists for me. And I forgot how much I like Akihiko Yoshida's work.
Which guy is that?
That is the dude who did the drawings for, Bravely Default.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else that they've worked on. I'm waiting for this page to load. Here
You're
we go.
thinking with your phone.
I am thinking with my phone. Yeah, apparently they did work on Final Fantasy for a while. Yeah, Tactics Ogre. Final Fantasy
Tactics
12.
Ogre. Holy shit.
Now I'm reading this article about Yoshida here, and it says, in designing the character of Van for Final Fantasy 12, which I think was like a pretty big influence on Kreis. He's got on Kreis. I
Yeah.
can't help but say his name like that. The big blonde hair and just like, haha. Well, he's kind of Titus in his like bravado.
Yeah,
I
it was
guess.
definitely Titus mixed with Van Von.
Van Von.
Van Von Veen.
Van Von makes him sound like a member of the Von Trapp family. from The Sound of Music, or in The Sound of Music. So anyway, so it says, in designing the character of Van for Final Fantasy XII, initially the character was rugged and tough.
Oh my god.
Nothing about him says rugged or tough.
They definitely lost that somewhere in translation.
But what if we made a skinny tween?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying with rugged and tough, but how about skinny tween?
How about skinny tween?
I gotta remember what Chris wears.
Tiny vest.
Tiny vest.
Titus's dumb mesh short and pant leg.
But that's not gonna show up in this drawing.
No. I did like that detail of one leg is cold, other leg is fine.
And
so
this
let
one,
me
his
have
hair is
pants.
gonna be crammed up against the
Good.
the top of the car.
I love Final Fantasy games. I really do. And the designs, no matter how stupid they are, I'm like, dang, I like that. I like that aesthetic. But what's up with the pants?
I'm shaking
They're
my
bad-
head like
they're
someone
bad pants.
watching this can see me shaking
Yeah.
my head, but they're bad pants. Like, they don't function as pants.
No one has good pants. I mean, what's her name? What's her name? Who was the black magic user?
Lulu.
Yeah, it was Lulu. I almost called her Lilu.
Lululemon.
Yeah, Lululemon. Lululemon there. Her outfit's just all belts.
Yeah, it's oops all belts there.
Oops all belts and a fur hood that she never uses, even when they're on that mountain.
Yeah, that would be the time, huh?
Yeah. By the way, with this episode of this Vehicles one, I think you guessed the latest Final Fantasy game, which is just a bunch of friends on a fun quest.
I think I did. I predicted.
Yeah.
Well, I was basically putting into, putting out in the universe my desire for a dumb road trip game with JRPG trappings.
With Battle Buds.
Yeah, just battle buds going on a road trip. Haven't even played Final Fantasy 15, but I'm glad it exists because so much of it is just hanging out with your buds.
I really have to get to that.
And doing battles.
Right.
Which is what I'm all about,
Yeah,
Julia.
Just hanging out with some cool dudes on a quest to like save someone's sister, I think is how that game goes. Question mark?
I think it's you're saving your fiance.
Oh, is it? So I like his license plate has his grandfather's name on it.
His grandfather would for sure have a vanity plate of his name.
Of his own name.
Yeah, I think I want to try to add some more, details to this one. Fly Butler was not present in the original drawing, probably for good reason.
He's in the trunk.
Because he's the worst.
He's under all their baggage.
But I think in this one he should be like flying along behind them.
Yeah, I like
or something.
That. Yeah.
I'm sorry I picked the most complicated drawing to do.
No, it's fine. My design was very simple. This vanity plate reminded me that there is a car that I pass on my way to work every morning out on Long Island. It's a Maserati, and its license plate says Taxman.
Taxman.
And every time I see it, I just want to Street Fighter punch it.
God, yeah, I want to just do Shoryukens on it until it explodes.
Although one day it was parked next to a beat-up pickup truck where it had a painted truck bed, like the door that folds down.
Uh-huh.
And it was this glorious bald eagle wearing sunglasses carrying money in one claw and the driver in the other claw. And the other driver was carrying an American flag. And it was in front of an American flag sky. And I was like, this is the best day.
That's amazing. People go wild on their bumper stickers.
It was a full painting. It was an airbrush full painting.
People go wild on their cars in general.
Yeah, they do.
Here's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what the fuck is going on with Gunthia's other hand. It's like two guns taped together, I think.
I'm trying to figure out what's been going on with her foot. Is it just wrapped up? Is that a tin can with the lid folded up?
Her foot is a soup can. One foot is a soup can.
I see.
And the other foot, I believe, is a sandwich. I
good.
don't fully recall why. What I do recall is that her grandfather is an alligator or a crocodile. I forget which one. A tiny crocodile. And no one has the heart to tell her that it's not her real grandfather because she thinks it is.
Great. Did you ever play Final Fantasy X too?
I tried.
Yeah, I hated it too, but I would have been fully on board with that game if they had like Yuna singing on the stage and it panned over and Riku's like 3, 2, 1, and then she says some line and it's like, oh man, Riku's back, and then it pans over to like the newcomer, and instead of Pain, who was supposed to be like this punk goth like badass girl, it was just Gunthia.
It was Gunthia. Just standing there all broad and
wobbling over, like running towards the stage on this soup can and sandwich.
Yeah.
There's just alternating like tings and squishy sandwich noises.
Yeah.
Ting, ting, ting.
That was one of my favorite comments on the original episode, was someone talking about how they were cracking up imagining her walk cycle noises.
Yeah.
Just clank splat
Clank splats. Clank
over and
splat.
over again.
So did you decide what's going on with her hand, or it was two guns taped together?
It's two guns taped together, if I remember correctly, and I think
Okay.
I do. It's not good.
Do you think that the artists over at Square Enix have this problem? They're like, what the hell did I do with this character again? What did I do
Yeah,
with their
why did I do
legs?
this?
What's their outfit going on? They have a what arm?
Why did I do this? Why is anyone paying me for this? They ask themselves.
Yeah.
How's this eye patch? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's one of those like very intense like Japanese four strings around the ears.
Yeah.
Kind of eye patches.
We also made it canon that the eye patch switches eyes occasionally because the makers of this game couldn't keep up with the continuity of which eye it was supposed to be on.
Very good.
Strong shoulders.
I would like if she went to use a summon and she like, Final Fantasy had those very long cinematics of RPGs, of like summons.
Yeah.
Hers was like, it zooms on her face and she like goes to grab her eye patch and just switches it to the other eye, but her other eye is like exactly the same as the other one.
Yeah.
It's not like anything special, it's just a normal regular eye again. You're like, why?
Why are you wearing that?
Why you do that?
It could be one of those cool like anime things where it's like I was wearing the eye patch to
Yeah.
make it harder for me,
Like
but now I'm unlimiting my power.
like what's his face from Naruto? What was the instructor's name?
Kakashi.
Yeah, Kakashi. Kakashi like takes off his bandana from around his eye, and it reveals that he
You
is
know
that special eye.
What I've just realized is I can just take your sword and stick it in here.
Yeah, you can.
I don't need to draw it again. Let's stick Julia's sword right inside of my drawing.
I like this floating ball thing you've added to your.
I think when I was drawing this the first time, I
Yeah.
didn't remember what Chris's sword looked like, and I didn't want to look it up either.
Yeah, you're just like screw it. It had a bunch of
So I was like, it's got
dumb
some shit on it. I
accoutrement
don't
on it.
remember. Also,
Yeah.
I kind of conflated it with the floating ball with one of the like legendary swords in World of Warcraft, like back when I played.
Oh, okay.
I think it was called like Ashbringer or something. It was a big thick blade and had a floating ball in it, except the tassel would be flying in the breeze,
Yeah. Yeah. Please get this right. Please
Doing-
get the physics right.
and whatever it was doing.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't remember. So I think all it needs now is the
Well-
Fight Me banner.
Yep. Very good.
And as I'm doing this, imagine, if you will, using your powers of imagination.
I have none of those.
Oh, shit. Well, you, the viewer, if you have a power of imagination, imagine it's just a much more detailed and vibrant version of what I'm drawing right here.
Well, I'm sure they'll see the color version at the end of this.
Oh, my God, Julia, you're right.
Oh my God.
You
they're
don't
not
have
even-
to imagine.
You don't have to imagine.
Imagination is dead. Yeah, we had it in the original episode that when you're driving in this car, it actually increases your encounter rate, and you go the same speed as you would walking.
Great. So there's no point to it other than like if you wanted to grind.
And you also have to take a written test to get your learner's permit in order to drive it.
Right.
Okay, and then so it'll be pretty much like this, and then I just kind of want it to have a cool, written cooler than this. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Legend of Chris.
Right. Do you think it'll? Well, I was gonna say should it be in the Final Fantasy style font, but if you are doing like a DBZ style like car, then maybe you should have something actually fairly close to what you've written because it's pretty nice. I think it suits how I'm picturing.
I'm thinking,
the drawing.
something simple like this with maybe like some lines or something coming off the side.
Word.
Something to this effect.
Right.
I love this scene so much. Oh shit, Fly Butler.
You're gonna have to look up a reference for Fly Butler.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
he
no
is
fucking way I'm gonna be able
he
to draw
is-
Fly Butler.
just an amalgamation of chaos.
There he is. Is that fan art?
It's fan art of Fly Butler. Why?
There's multiple fan arts of Fly Butler.
no.
You guys.
No.
That's not. You didn't have to do that.
That one's really good. I mean, they're all really good.
You shouldn't have done that. He's my least favorite. This is good enough. I'll
Yeah,
use
that's
this as
very
reference.
good. We're using reference of fan art of something that Nathan drew, right? Nathan designed Fly Butler?
Yeah, Nathan did.
We had spoken to Nathan about recording this episode yesterday, and he brought up Fly Butler, because we had all, like, kind of went back and rewatched it a little bit, because it's a very good series. But Nathan was just regretting drawing Fly Butler the way that he did.
Yeah, he's like, it's the worst thing I've ever drawn.
It's just so much stuff.
And he kept adding to try and, like, save it, and it just kept getting worse.
It is fun to go back and watch, like, old Drawfee episodes, especially for us, because we get to see how far we've come. Once we get past all the cringing that we do of, like, oh, why did we do it that way?
Totally. Yeah, I was noticing when I was watching the old episodes that I used to be much, much slower than I am now. Not that this episode is a good indicator of that, because I've taken 100 million years to do this.
Yeah, I used to be much more concerned with the drawing, the quality of my drawing, as opposed to now where I'm just like, screw it. I'm not going to be able to draw it as well as I want to because I can't zoom. So I'm going to get the general impression.
Yeah.
And once I've let go, it's been freeing.
Let it go.
No. Let that song go. I legitimately like the series. It's very good. As someone who is a JRPG fan, this series, because Nathan in the first episode mentions that the only interaction he's had with JRPGs was watching his roommate play
Lost Odyssey. Yeah. Here's the thing about Fly Butler, he's not even fun to draw.
No,
like
he's just awful.
I'm having a bad time even just like copying him.
You don't even have to draw Fly Butler. You could just say he's in the trunk under all their bags.
It feels like a cop-out. I'm already almost there. Oh, Fly Butler. Why do you have so many arms, too?
That was your request.
That was my request. I hate myself.
You requested so many arms on that.
I've made my own life harder, but in the past. Then he's got, like, oh my god. I've run out of space for arms.
Yeah.
Whatever, you get the gist. He's got 2 more arms. I'm just gonna put an arrow. 2 more.
Fuck it, here's some arms.
2 more arms. They'll go there when I put them on later. I don't feel like doing it right now. No rules, just right. Legend of Chris.
This is our show.
This is our show.
We can say what we say.
Nathan's not here to make me draw more arms.
We can just say screw it, whatever we want. It's our show.
Yeah, it's our show.
You want to slap this on the T and we'll see how it looks?
Yeah, let's slap it on a T. Yeah, I'll probably have to rework the dimensions a bit to make it function with the title underneath.
Well, I think these designs are wonderful and they really hit the JRPG aesthetic. So I guess maybe we should go get Nathan and see what he has to say. Maybe he can pick one. Yeah,
let's go talk to the boss man.
All right.
We'll be back.
All right, so we're back with Nathan.
Hi.
Nathan, hello.
Hi. I want to try and lean more into this boss man persona that you have me. So
I noticed you've grown out a beautiful mustache.
Yeah, I've got a mustache. I'm wearing suspenders, and I do want pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah, I have bad news. You won't be getting any pictures of Spider-Man.
No Spider-Man shirts.
No Spider-Man shirts today. Well, that's okay. As long as you guys are working your hardest, because he is a menace to the city.
He is. I agree. You know I agree.
But let's take a look at these shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
Whose design am I looking at first?
We'll look at Julia's design first.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I like this one a lot.
So it's going off the Final Fantasy VII, I think it is, design of when you die screen with the sideways Buster Sword and just says continue and it's supposed to say yes or no. But it's Chris, so it's just going to say no or
The only choice is no.
No matter what you click, you do continue, though.
You are not allowed to exit the game.
It's a bad game. The menu screens don't work the way they should. This is a very funny shirt. I feel like it works even if you don't know specifically what it's referencing. It's a funny, relatable image.
Yeah, it's a good little gag. I think it would make people look at it and want to ask, like, "Hey, what's that shirt about?"
What's that?
That's funny.
That's fun. That's a funny shirt. And you also did a great rendition of the sword, the dumb sword I drew from that episode so long ago.
God, it's such chaos.
Yep, it really.
It kind of looks like a Christmas sock from the top.
From the future.
It does have a candy cane on it. I remember that, and then just one tiny little wing.
Yeah,
this is
very good.
This is a good shirt. I like it a lot. Jacob, you got your work cut out for you.
Yeah, let's flip over to my shirt.
Okay, you did 2, right?
I did, yeah. The first one's kind of a gag shirt if you want to click that on.
Yeah, that's just.
I feel like I had to give an ode to the Pantsmith.
The Pantsmith is a good character. It was a good riff we did.
There's also a very good animated version of it on YouTube that a fan made.
Oh yeah, that is a really good
Really?
one. Yeah.
it's,
wanna see that.
It's super good. I'll send it to you.
Well,
Thank
let's go watch that after we're done with this. So that's just a fun text
It's
shirt.
just a fun text shirt.
And then your other design.
Yes, I wanted to go with a full group, a full party shot, and them inside of Chris's
No,
grandpa's car.
no, Jacob.
Yeah.
Will the finished shirt include a label saying 2 more arms pointing
No.
at Fly Butler?
It will not. I just I ran into some trouble drawing it where I realized I did not leave space for the other arms.
I like that they're both on the left side. You left off. It's a different section of arms than you would expect to be missing.
I like to keep you guessing, Nathan.
I like this. I like this as a throwback to a drawing you did on an episode.
Yes, exactly.
And, it's just got Fly Butler in there, and you sort of added a little more character to the faces of Proportia and Chris
Yes.
in the car. Dang, this is hard because I feel like these two shirts they meet different needs of the
Right.
audience.
Yeah,
Like, this
that's
one
true.
is very much for someone who has watched the entire Bad JRPG series, loves all the characters. We don't have any Legends of Chris shirts, I believe.
That's very true. It's
Right.
it's unmined, untapped.
And so I really like this one. Also, did you just copy Julia's sword? It does look like it's drawn in a different style.
You have no proof of that, and
Nothing to back that
I'll
up.
I'll take you to fucking court, dude. If you slander me like that again.
Video evidence.
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence. Okay, cool. Yeah, I like this one for that reason. And then I also really like Julia's shirt. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Oh my God.
I'm the boss man.
A
Right.
boss move from the boss man.
So because there aren't any pictures of Spider-Man, I'm gonna need to make that up somehow. And I think that means we need to double shirt it this
Oh
week.
shit!
What?
Double
Yep.
shirts.
I approve both of these shirts to be added to the Drawfee store.
Nice.
Oh my God! What a blessed day.
Yes.
Wow. So yeah, go to the store if you like.
Go to
these
the
shirts.
store. You could get them both. You could get whichever one you like best. If you want to be the cool contextless sword funny, just seeing the word no twice is very funny to me.
If a shirt just said no twice on it, that might actually be one of my favorite
It's
shirts
just
of
the
all
one.
time.
It's just the text one. It just says no and no,
No
and
and
no
no.
and no and no. But yeah, I think that people should have the opportunity to get just a full Legends of Chris cast shirt in that lovely Akira Toriyama tiny car. Guys, you did good shirts.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thanks, dude.
Are
Yeah,
we-
so get these at the store.
Are we sorry?
Yeah, we're sorry.
Yeah, I think we're sorry.
Yeah, we're sorry.
Bye.